Hello and good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Roseburg, Oregon, and Legion Field at Bill Gray Stadium as we get ready to go for Roseburg baseball here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score. We welcome you in to today's broadcast. It's a beautiful day for baseball, which springtime here in the state of Oregon means it's not raining. The sun actually poking through the clouds just a little bit, but plenty of cloud cover overhead. Fortunately for everyone involved, it looks like the weather forecast calling for at least no chance for rain throughout the afternoon. Let's hope they are correct. I'm Joey Keyran. Happy to have you with us here for our Dr. Kobernick Family Dental pregame show. They go out of their way to make your experience warm, comfortable, and friendly. Call Dr. Kobernick today at 673-6525 or stop by at 1600 Northwest Hewwood in Roseburg. Coming up on the pregame show, we'll get a chance to catch up with head coach Troy Thompson. We'll take a look at today's matchup and plenty more for you. Looks like they're making their way through warm-ups a little bit quicker, so we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, we will get our interview with head coach Troy Thompson. It is our Fisher's Hearth and Home pregame coaches interview. It's coming up next here on the Dr. Kobernick Family Dental pregame show on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on three factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
This is for the person stuck in the office. The 9-to-5er. The person who eats, sleeps, and drinks outdoors. During business hours, you play the part. And in the mountains, you're home. But on the water, you go with the flow. This is for the angler, the hiker, the hunter, the adventurer in you. Shop one of over 80 locations.
Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. You know what I like. That's right. Give me some of that.
Sir, you're creeping out everyone else in line.
Sorry. I mean, could I get onions on that?
With all the lean meats, fresh veggies, and tasty toppings to choose from at Pita Pit, eating healthy is something to get excited about. Just not too excited. Pita Pit. Fresh thinking, healthy eating.
At Brooke Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brooke Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brooke Communications.
Back with more of our Dr. Kobernick Family Dental pregame show here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score and streaming with video online at 541radio.com. The Roseburg Indians at home for a Saturday doubleheader, believe it or not. Yeah, we're actually getting one in as we get to our pregame coaches interview brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. That is Fisher's Hearth and Home. Joining us now is head coach Troy Thompson. Coach, you guys coming off a nice bounce-back win there against the Sheldon Irish, a team that's plagued this Roseburg program for some time. They've always been a very talented program, and the last game, you guys able to take them down. It was a tight game till the very end, but the bats came through for you guys. Some of the highlights in that one for you. What are some of the things you take away and really liked from what you saw from your guys?
Well, I liked our aggression at the plate. We were much more aggressive on Tuesday than we were on Monday, that's for sure, and that showed off. I think we ended with 11 hits and scored the 7 runs, had several opportunities to put a few more across, but didn't get it done at that point. But it was nice to see us come out and play with a little more aggression, a little more intensity in that matchup. Didn't matter who we played after Monday. We just needed to get back on the field and go at it again. Fortunately for us, we were able to get a great pitching performance out of Jay Stoffel. who was around the zone all day and did a great job of keeping us in it and putting up those zeros from innings 3 through 6, and gave us a chance to get it going in there in the top of the 7th offensively, where we came through with a couple big hits. Cody Johnson's 2-run double, and then of course John Stone's 2-run home run right after that. So those are both huge blows, and that was a good timing by us to finally come up with a couple big hits late in the game with runners on.
The field there has a pretty big fence out in left field. How surprised was the dugout when that one goes out for John Stone? It caught me a little off guard. He's shown some pop. I think he might have even had a double earlier in that game. It was, and he's shown some nice pop at getting one out there. That was pretty surprising and had to be pretty uplifting for the dugout.
No, absolutely. It was a great moment for him and a great moment for our club, obviously, to put those 2 more on the board. But John's last 2 at bats, he went double off the left center field fence, and then his last at bat there hit the home run over left field, and he got a good pitch and he did what he could do with it. He got the barrel there, and a big strong kid, and out it went. So yeah, a great moment for him and a great moment in turn for us.
For your pitching staff, you saw Jace Stoffel do a great job on the mound for you, and he's been a nice option there at that number 3 spot. His development as a pitcher for you, to be able to stick into that the third starter for you. We knew what we were going to get probably out of Mandera and Johnson, but to have someone kind of step up and really earn that role and hold on to it. What's the performance from Jace this season meant for you guys?
Oh, he's been very good when he's had a chance to be on the mound or at third base. He's done a great job for us. Jace has done a good job throughout his time here at Roseburg, even though he's just a sophomore, but he's played obviously last year in the program and through last summer and all those things. So he's done a good job for several years to finally get him, the opportunities at the varsity level. Was something we were concerned about, obviously, because we didn't know how he would respond, but he has responded very well and thrown very good innings for us so far, and we're hopeful that he can continue to do that, obviously, but he's done a great job for us.
As we kind of get into today, it's been a busy week for you guys. Doubleheader on Monday, single game on Tuesday, now another doubleheader today. Looks like due to the pitch count rules, everybody seems to be good to go, but the bullpen for you, that's always kind of a concern when you get so many games in a single week. How are you guys shaping up for today's matchup?
Oh, we feel good. We have like you say, we have our guys on proper rest, and when we threw on Monday, neither one of them approached any big numbers as far as pitching went, as far as number of pitches, and so we're confident that those 2 guys will come back today and come out and throw well. That's always the hope, and command the strike zone and kind of do what they've done, do what they've shown here the last couple of years. So they're good to go. We still have lots of options in the bullpen, guys that can come in and throw for us, but that's on an as-needed basis right now. So obviously, if our starters can get us deep in games, that's a great thing. So we're hopeful that our pitching is on track, and we feel like it is. So hopefully today we'll have a chance against Willamette to come out and pitch it and play defense behind them well.
And wrapping things up here with head coach Troy Thompson. Today it is the Willamette Wolverines. Record last year, they were down in the standings, but they were a team that gave you guys some challenges this year. Again, they've kind of gotten out to a rocky start, but you can never take anybody lightly in Southwest Conference play as you get ready for these guys. What do you think about the team on the other side?
Well, that's just it. In this league, it doesn't really matter who you're playing week to week or, game to game. Everybody in this league is good, and everybody can play well enough to win on any given day, and Willamette has certainly proved that through the years, not only against us, but against the other league opponents as well. They're doing a good job. They're a young club that's battled and played very well in some close ball games here the last couple of weeks. So, yeah, we expect nothing less but a tremendous challenge for us, and for us to play the game clean. That's what we talk about. We're not real concerned about who we're playing. We're concerned about how we approach the game and our mental approach to those things. So hopefully we can play the game clean today against whoever we're going to be playing and come out and play well and hopefully take a step from where we were at the beginning of the week.
All right, we thank head coach Troy Thompson first time here in the pregame show. That's your Fisher's Hearth and Home pregame coaches interview. We'll come back. We'll get you your starting lineups after this here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
So I heard Kelly takes a different one home every night.
Yeah, I heard she took 2 home last night.
I even heard she likes the small ones.
No wonder she's in such good shape.
At Pita Pit, with so many healthy options full of lean grilled meats and fresh veggies, and even small pitas for smaller appetites, you can have our pitas any way you want. And we won't judge. Pita Pit. Fresh thinking, healthy eating.
Brook Communications. Our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
And we welcome you back here to Legion Field as we get ready. First pitch of today's ball game comes in just before noon. And we get underway. It's a first pitch called strike from Zach Mandera on the mound, throwing into Griffin Levasseur as we have Roseburg and Willamette baseball for you here on 1490 The Score. Pitch number 2 in for another called strike against Levasseur. Leadoff man playing in center field, a senior on this Willamette team. He'll take outside for ball 1. We will run through our Supercut starting lineups here in this first inning. For the Willamette Wolverines, we'll run through their batting lineup to start here in the top of the first inning. Game 1 of a doubleheader. We'll also look around the diamond defensively for the Roseburg Indians. 1-2 pitch to Levasseur. He fouls it back, and it'll stay a 1-2 count. Well, taking a quick look at things on the starting lineup, which is brought to you by Supercuts in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard. Save time and check out styles at supercuts.com. First batter down, called strike 3 for Griffin Levasseur. Zach Mandera will get his first strikeout of the ball game.
Next batter, the left fielder, number 11, Jarrett Allen.
Little punch out there, out number 1 for the Indians. And up next will be Jarrett Allen, the left fielder. First pitch for Allen. Outside, misses for ball 1. Well, taking a look at the Willamette Wolverines, you had Levasseur leading things off. Jarrett Allen in left field, batting second. Andrew Hefner, the third baseman, will hit third. He'll swing, and Allen will swing and miss for strike 1. Evens it up, a 1-1 count. 4-hitter is Colby Bro, playing at first base. Dane Woodcook is the catcher, batting at fifth. Austin Cavacci, the shortstop, hitting sixth. The pitch misses outside. Eli Peterson, the right fielder, will bat in the 7-hole for the Wolverines. John Gwynn, the second baseman, hitting 8th. And Easton Murphy, today's pitcher for the Wolverines, rounding out the starting 9, hitting in the 9 spot. 2-1 pitch is to right field, foul. Leaving up the count at a 2-2 with 1 out and nobody on here for Jarrett Allen, the left fielder. So that is a look through the starting lineup, again brought to you by Supercuts in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard. Head coach Brian Vogel leading the team for his first year, sending out that starting lineup. And the number 2 hitter, Allen, will ground out on a 1-hopper to second base. Caden Johnson there to make the play, throw over to first. And there are 2 down.
Next batter, the third baseman, number 1.
Here in the top of the first inning for the Roseburg Indians. Nobody on base as the 3-hitter Andrew Hefner will stand in, the third baseman for the Wolverines. Hits with two outs and nobody on base. Looking around the diamond defensively for the Roseburg Indians here in the first inning, brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. On the mound, it is Zach Mandera. Comes in with a 4-1 record, 2.75 ERA. He throws into Terrell Jacks. A 1-0 pitch is high for a 2-0 count here for Andrew Hefner. Jacks behind the plate, the senior there. Out at first base, Jonathan Stone had a 2-run homer in his last game against Sheldon back on Tuesday. At second base, Caden Johnson. Cody Johnson at short, and Jay Stoffel at third. This pitch hit high in the air, back behind home. It looks like it'll carry up onto the rooftop for strike number 1 against Hefner. 2 balls, 1 strike against the 3-hitter with 2 outs and nobody on base here in the top of the first. In the outfield for the Roseburg Indians as we continue to look around the diamond, Doran Gillespie in left, Garrett Russell in center, and Jet Black in right. That is your starting defensive alignment for the Roseburg Indians. 2-1 pitch in the air again for Hefner. This time again behind home, giving chase, unable to get to it as it lands on the roof again. Terrell Jacks will head back to home to re-put on his mask and get back into his squat for a 2-2 pitch. 2 outs, nobody on base. Roseburg wearing their home white uniforms today, the button-up tops with Roseburg across the chest. In script there. 2-2 delivery. Breaking ball, called strike 3. A 1-2-3 inning for Zach Mandera to lead things off here in the first. And for the Wolverines, they're unable to do anything in the top of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We'll come back for the bottom of the first inning, and we'll get you your Supercut starting lineups for the Roseburg Indians and take a look at the Wolverines defensively. 0-0 ball game here in the first on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
This county is your home.
But no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us.
We'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide.
We'll be there with an auto loan for your next vehicle.
And when you're ready to make your dreams a reality, we'll be there with a home mortgage and one-on-one support every step of the way. Because commitment to our members is reflected in everything we do. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
So I heard Kelly takes a different one home every night.
Yeah, I heard she took 2 home last night.
I even heard she likes the small ones.
No wonder she's in such good shape.
At Pita Pit, with so many healthy options full of lean grilled meats and fresh veggies, and even small pitas for smaller appetites, you can have our pitas any way you want. And we won't judge. Pita Pit. Fresh thinking, healthy eating.
Bottom of the first inning coming up. Let's take a look at your Supercut starting lineup for the Roseburg Indians. Leading things off for head coach Troy Thompson in his 16th year leading Roseburg. Garrett Russell playing in center field. Caden Johnson will bat second, playing at second base. The left fielder Doran Gillespie hits third. Brody Black is the DH, batting in the cleanup spot, hitting for third baseman Jay Stoffel. Zach Mandera pitching today will hit fifth. Cody Johnson, the shortstop, batting in the sixth spot. Jonathan Stone at first base, hitting seventh. The catcher Terrell Jacks will bat eighth. And Jet Black, the 9-hitter, playing in right field. That is a look at your Supercut starting lineups. Check out them online. Save times. Check out styles there online at supercuts.com. Looking around the diamond defensively for the Willamette Wolverines, and this is your Cascade Community Credit Union look around the diamond. On the mound, it's Easton Murphy, a right-hander throwing up for the Wolverines. Murphy, a junior, 6-footer, so he's got some length to him. See what he's got for the Indians today. Battery mate behind the plate, Dane Woodcook. Out at first base, Colby Bro. John Gwynn's at second. Austin Cavacci at short. And Andrew Hefner at third. Out in the outfield, from left to right, Jarrett Allen, Griffin Lavasser, and Eli Peterson. And that is your look around the diamond, brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union. Well, we get ready for the bottom of the first, 0-0 ball game. Roseburg sets down Willamette in order. In the top of the first, the Wolverines. We'll see if they can return the favor here in the bottom of the first. Garrett Russell stands in. First pitch gets him on the front elbow. Did not take long. Russell, one of the leaders in hit by pitches. In fact, he is second most on the team until now. Terrell Jacks got hit twice in the last game against Sheldon. That put him at 3 on the season. Garrett Russell with that hit by pitch, now been hit by a pitch 3 different times this year. So he is tied now with Terrell Jacks for the team lead in that category. That is one you earn right there. So man on at first with nobody out for Easton Murphy. Stands in. First pitch coming for Caden Johnson, who will call time. I was going to say, Garrett Russell, they had the defense in, maybe with the expectation that he might bunt. He was hitting .343 to start the season. Throw over to first. Back in safely goes Garrett. At the plate, Caden Johnson, he's had a nice season to start the year. The sophomore hitting .345. For the Roseburg Indians. Another pickoff. Back in goes Garrett. So far, no throws to the plate. That pitch did get away over at first base. Chasing it down, Bro able to get to it. Garrett did not elect to try and take off anywhere. Ball just trickled down that first base line to the outfield grass, not that far. Still a 0-0 count at the plate for Johnson, not showing a bunt. He'll take strike one. Thought maybe he might have a chance to lay down a sacrifice bunt. Caden may do it now that he's seen one pitch. They might have been waiting to see what Murphy has. Runner going, breaking ball in for a strike. Throw down to second, not in time. Called strike at the plate against Caden Johnson. So he's got an 0-2 count, but stealing second puts a man in scoring position. Garrett Russell out at second base after the leadoff hit by pitch, stealing second. And Caden Johnson with a chance for an RBI. Murphy will check second base. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt, knocked down by Woodcook behind the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Caden Johnson. 8 RBI on the season. That is good for, tied for second on the team in RBI. The 1-2. Outside, it goes off the glove for Woodcook, and up to third goes Russell. He takes a hard turn to look at the plate, but he'll stay at third base. And the Indians now with a man 90 feet from home, and there's been a spot that, to be honest, has proven to be a little bit difficult for the Indians from time to time. Bringing in a guy from scoring position with nobody out. Roseburg's had some struggles in that moment, but they'll look to try and take advantage here early on against Willamette. 2-2 pitch coming up. Nobody out, a man on at third. Murphy sends that one in. It is hit high in the air to deep left field, but well foul. Johnson got around on that one. That was going to work for a sac fly if he had hit it to dead left field. He might have, though, hit it over the top of everybody. We're looking to straighten it out here. The 2-2 gets that in the air, but it's not very deep. Playable in foul territory. First base side, making the catch is Bro. And there's out number 1, and this is the issues that the Indians have had. Right there, all you need to do is get the ball into the outfield.
Next batter, the left fielder, number 11, Doran.
And you've got yourself a run. But that pop fly in foul territory just past first base, and that's not going to get the job done. Catching in foul territory, Colby Bro will make out number 1. 1 out. Man on at third, and hitting next is Doran Gillespie. He'll take high and inside for ball 1. Gillespie this season stands in, batting an even .300. He's driven in 6 runs out of that 3-hole. The 1-0 pitch is a fastball right down the middle for a called strike. Gillespie had a tough outing, as did much of the team, against South Medford back on Monday this week. But then against the Sheldon Irish on Tuesday, he had a pretty strong outing, picking up a couple of hits. A 1-1 to him in the dirt. Woodcook behind the plate. A nice job to scoop it up off the turf. Taking a look at the last game back against Sheldon on Tuesday, a big win for the Roseburg Indians in that doubleheader. Doran Gillespie goes 2 for 4, a single and a double in his first 2 at-bats. He also had a run scored, so he's looking to try and reproduce that. A 2-1 pitch to him, just off the plate outside. It'll go to 3-1. Waiting on deck is Brody Black, the DH. Indians trying to get deep into their lineup here in the first, take advantage of a runner in scoring position. Still without a hit, though. 3-1 delivery. It's in the dirt, picked up, and that should be ball 4. That's ball 4. Yeah, there we go. Nobody's... Gillespie wasn't headed to first. The umpire wasn't signaling it was a walk. Everybody kind of assumed that wasn't ball 4, apparently. Had me questioning myself. The scoreboard was agreeing with me. I was agreeing with me. Finally, everybody else agreed with me. Ball 4 issued to Doran Gillespie. First walk of the game for Easton Murphy, who hit Garrett Russell to lead off the inning. Here in the bottom of the first, runners on the corners for the Indians. 1 away, and Brody Black a chance to drive in a run. Brody comes in, hitting .212. He's brought his average up a little bit. Runner from first going. Throw down to second is high and not going to be in time. Gillespie in with a stolen base. So the Indians now with runners at second and third. Two in scoring position for Roseburg. Black at the plate. The 1-0 is low and inside, a 2-0 count. Brody this season, 5 RBI. He's got a couple of doubles on his tally so far this year. Looking to try and keep bringing up that average. He went 2 for 4 in the game against Sheldon earlier in the week. Strike one taken. Willamette comes here today wearing their gray trousers, the maroon tops. Numbers on the front and the back with white. Two-tone caps, gray and black. That's a new look, it seems like, for him. His time called at the plate by Brody. Willamette last year struggled a bit, and this year it looks like they have gotten out to a tough start, but they've been dealing with a lot of injuries. A 1-2 delivery is outside. Excuse me, that is a 2-1 delivery outside. Now a 3-1 count. 3 balls, 1 strike here against Brody. Gillespie out at second, Russell at third. One out, bottom of the first. Time called again. Out on the mound, Murphy taking his time, figuring out what pitch they want. Woodcook behind the plate, signaling it out to the mound. They're ready to go. 2-2 delivery. Brody gets underneath this one. It's high in the air, but shallow. Long run for everybody. The left fielder will get to it. Russell's going to tag and advance the throw to the plate well offline. Up to third base is going to go Gillespie as Russell comes in to score. And Roseburg will take a 1-0 lead on a shallow sac fly by Brody Black. Picks up an RBI there. Roseburg on top, 1-0 over Willamette here in the first. Nice job there by Jared Allen out in left field to get to it. He had a long run, made it for a difficult throw to the plate on the run, and having to charge hard to get to it. First pitch, Zach Mandera, swing and a miss for strike one. Russell scores on the sac fly. Gillespie again took third on the throw. So he's up in scoring position. The 0-1 to the Mandera is high for a 1-1 count. Zach, a nice top of the first inning on the mound, a pair of strikeouts. Takes his total to 29 strikeouts on the season to just 10 walks. At the plate, he is batting .250 in the 5-hole. Gets underneath this one in the air right side and out of play. Gives him a 1-2 count. Mandera this season has driven in 4 runs. He's scored 7 times. He's had 3 doubles, tied for the team lead in that category. Hits a ground ball towards short here. The run and the throw, and it's good. Austin Cavacci will come in, 6-3, the final putout to wrap things up in the first. The Indians looked like they were building a fairly big opening inning against Willamette. They managed to just get 1 out of it, though. And it is a 1-run lead, 1-0 after the first inning. We head to the second. Roseburg in front on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Douglas County is your home, but no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us. Through every adventure, we'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide. Through every triumph, we'll be there every step of the way with a home mortgage. And through all life's little quirks, we'll be there with one-on-one support to get you back on the road in no time. Neighbors are there for each other, and that's exactly who we are. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
Top of the second inning coming up. Roseburg in front, 1-0. 1 run on no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base for the Indians there in the bottom of the first. Surprising. Able to get that run in. They manufacture it, take advantage of a hit by pitch and a walk in there. A couple of stolen bases, a wild pitch, and then a sac fly. Able to bring in 1 for the Indians in the first. Roseburg baseball today brought to you by our friends at Clint Newell Auto Groups. The Indians in front. Zach Mandera looking to keep things moving right along here in the second. Had a 1-2-3 first inning. Colby Bro, Dane Woodcook, and Austin Cavacci. 3 hitters due up here in the the second inning for Willamette. Some other games going on around the Southwest Conference today. We'll take a look at the schedule and look around the conference. First pitch for Bro is outside, a 1-0 count. Bro hitting in the cleanup spot, playing at first base. I did not ask, but I've got a feeling that as he takes a strike on the outside corner, he is in for what I'm assuming is the injured Peyton Bracey. Bracey, one of the 2 all-conference selections from last year, returning to this Willamette team. Is a foul ball at the plate. Makes it a 1-2 count here against Bro. He was one of the guys they expected, I'm sure, to lean on this year coming back. Peyton Bracey, a first-team All-Southwest Conference selection as a sophomore last year, a junior this year, but not in the lineup and not on the lineup card as a check swing. Will go by for ball 2, a 2-2 count now for Colby Bro. They got a couple of guys in the dugout but not dressed down for the Wolverines. As the ball lifted to left field, will drop in. And the cleanup man will pick up the first hit of the game for the Wolverines. Last time we saw Zach Mandera here at home, he was 1 out away from a perfect game against a team in Willamette that's a bit banged up and has gotten out to a tough start. I was wondering if he, after a 1-2-3 first inning where he struck out 2, if he might have a chance at doing something special here today. And Colby Bro able to break that up. Such a tough thing to do. As a bunt shown, throw down to first. Ooh, just behind the runner. Dane Woodcook at the plate. He was squaring a bunt. He took high for ball 1, but out at first base. Colby Bro had gotten well off the bag, and a nice back pick by Terrell Jacks behind the plate. Almost got him late back to first base, but he gets him back safely. The second pitch of the at-bat's low for a 2-0 count. Mandera with a man on for the first time in the ball game. Nobody out. The 2-0 delivery. Squaring to bunt. It is down the third base side. Picked up by Stoffel. Throw on the run. Got him just in time at first. That was close there for Woodcook. He's slapping his hands, thinking, boy, I almost beat that. Sack bunt will move the runner up to second base. Nice job by Stoffel charging in, having to make a tough play on the bunt. 1 down, man in scoring position for the Wolverines. Hitting at the plate, Austin Cavacci, the shortstop, he'll take for ball 1. Cavacci, the 6th hitter in the lineup. He's got a chance to try and tie this one up with a man at second base. Fights off a pitch, got jammed high and inside. That one off the handle, fouls it away right side into the grandstands here at Legion Field. Evens things up, a 1-1 count. Mandera out of the stretch. Breaking ball will catch the outside corner. That one had some movement to it. Called for a strike, goes to a 1-2 count. Nice day for some baseball here at Legion. Said it earlier, that means that we're not seeing rain. That's about the only requirement we have this time of year. 1-2 delivery, swing and a miss, pitch in the dirt. Looking back the runner at second, they'll throw down to first and get the out there. Cavacci goes down swinging. 2 down.
Next batter, the right fielder.
So 2 away, and up next, Eli Peterson, the right fielder, another guy that wasn't originally on the roster, on the OSAA roster. Some additions with all the injuries they've been suffering in that Willamette dugout. Out at second base, Colby Bro after the leadoff single to left field. Takes his lead and the pitch in. Misses for ball one. 1-0 count with 2 away. 60 degrees here today at Legion as we get this one off and rolling. Pitch inside corner called for a strike. We'll go to a 1-1 count, finding the inside edge there. He had Peterson backing up off the plate on that one. 1-1 delivery coming up from Andera. The junior kicks and fires. Gets a breaking ball. Curveball in for a called strike. 1-2 count. Right now 60 degrees. Expecting to maybe get to 64 for the high before we get done. But no rain in the forecast until early tomorrow morning. There's a swing and a miss. We'll leave a man stranded out at second. 4th strikeout of the ball game for Zach Mandera. Leaves a man out at second. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Indians. Coming up, Cody Johnson, Jonathan Stone, Terrell Jacks when we return for the bottom of the second. 1-0 ball game in favor of Roseburg here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
This is for the person stuck in the office. The 9-to-5er. The person who eats, sleeps, and drinks the outdoors. During business hours, you play the part. And in the mountains, you're home. But on the water, you go with the flow. This is for the angler, the hiker, the hunter, the adventurer, and you. Shop one of over 80 locations.
Swimming season is finally here. But remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Bottom of the second inning, Roseburg on top, 1-0. Indians baseball here on The Score, brought to you by Travel Leaders, Flyaway Travel. Man on to lead on things off in the second for Willamette, and they were unable to bring him around. Willamette has lost their last 2 games, but has lost 4 out of their last 5. Only conference win so far for them came against Grants Pass. On the mound, Easton Murphy. He'll face Cody Johnson, Jonathan Stone, Terrell Jacks here in the bottom of the second. First pitch to Cody is high and inside for ball 1. A 1-0 delivery in for a strike against Cody. Evens it up at a 1-1 count. Cody Johnson coming in. He'll probably be pitching in game 2. He had 2 wins against Willamette last year on the mound. Johnson hitting .333 this season. That pitch gets him leaning back out of the way, and he'll have a 2-1 count. Pitch just below the strike zone. That would have been good on the outside corner, but just below the knees. It'll go to a 3-1 count here for Cody. 3-1 delivery from Murphy, and he'll miss for ball 4. Leadoff walk. In the first inning, the Indians got a leadoff hit by pitch. A leadoff walk here will put Cody Johnson on. 1 on, nobody out.
First baseman, number 15,
and up next will be Jonathan Stone. So the Indians still without a hit here in the ballgame so far today. Willamette with 1, but the Indians leading to 1-0. Stone comes in after his big game against Sheldon on Tuesday. Was 2 for 3 with a double and a 2-run home run. He takes a big cut at the first pitch for strike 1. Had a talk with his mom, via text after the game a couple days later, and had to begrudgingly tell her, I'm sorry, the video stream was not cooperating with me on Tuesday, and I do not have video evidence of your son's home run. As a ball fouled away by Stone, he was well ahead of that one, fouls it into the Roseburg bullpen down the left field side, and he's 2-0-2 count. Yeah, I felt bad about that one. A little bit later, after he had hit it, I realized, man, I don't have any video of that. That is an absolute shame. I believe it was his first home run, is what I was told. They had to go track down the baseball. The 0-2 pitch coming up here for Stone. Murphy delivers. It's high for ball one. One-two delivery now. Murphy with Cody Johnson on at first. Almost got him to go. The pitch was in the dirt. Great read by Cody. And Cody Johnson will get into second on the wild pitch. I think he saw that pitch in the dirt from the get-go. And he was running early before he even knew that the catcher wasn't even going to be able to hang on to it. Nice jump there. Cody into scoring position at second. 2-2 count at the plate for Stone. Comes in one of the top hitters on this Roseburg team, and off the mound, Murphy looks back Johnson to second. Stone hitting .464 this year. For guys that have been in pretty much a majority of the games, that is the best batting average. 2-2 to him, is in the dirt, bounces the catcher, couldn't find it. Woodcook will track it down. It got lost right behind him. Couldn't locate it. Cody, though, didn't get a good of a jump on that one. He stays at second base. A full count at the plate. After starting out 0 for 2, Stone has worked his way back into the at-bat. A 3-2 pitch coming up from Murphy. Looking for something he can drive here. Stone takes a cut. That pitch was high. Might have been ball 4. He's a big guy, so maybe it catches at the top end of the strike zone. But he takes a cut at one that looked like it was up at shoulder level. And he's going to be back in there with a 3-2 count. So another big 3-2 pitch coming up here. Nobody out. Man at second base here in the bottom of the second. 3-2 delivery. Swinger. It's a chopper towards third. It gets by. Unable to handle it. Hefner bounced right over him off the hard turf. Throw to second. Not in time. It gets away. Stone will stay at second base. But Jonathan Stone with a double for the first hit of the game for the Indians. And it brings in Cody Johnson from second, and Roseburg will take a 2-0 lead on top of the Wolverines. Trades places with Cody out at second. Not just a hard chopper. Took 2 hops on the infield and got caught in between. Hefner couldn't get his glove to it down that third base line. And it rolls into left field, and Stone able to get to second. And Johnson comes around to score. 2-0 your score. Terrell Jacks at the plate. He'll hit one sharp to third. It goes off the end of the glove for Hefner. Stone's going to come around to score as it took forever to get to the baseball, and he'll come in standing up. Terrell on at first. Terrell going to reach on the error there. That's one that probably could have gotten knocked down on the infield at least. Drives in Jonathan Stone.
Mason Littlefield will run at first base.
Courtesy runner will come in for the catcher.
Number 18,
Mason Littlefield. First error of the ball game. And up next will be Jet Black, the 9-hitter. 3-0 your score. Roseburg in front. First pitch for Jet misses. A 1-0 count now for the 9-hitter. Jet batting at .321 this season. Strike called. One count for Jet Black with nobody out. Man on at first, ground ball towards third. It gets by Hefner, diving for it. He can't come up with it in the leather. And the Indians' bats abusing third baseman Andrew Hefner out there. He has had 3 straight ground balls hit his direction. And he has not been able to come up with one yet.
Top of the order,
That one a base hit
number 1,
for
Garrett Russell.
Jet Black. So Black on at first. Littlefield running for Terrell Jacks out at second now, and back to the top of the lineup. 2 on, nobody out. 3-0 lead for Roseburg, and hitting is Garrett Russell. He was hit by a pitch in the first. Batting for a second time in as many innings. Squares to bunt. He lays down a beautiful one down the third base line, but it will roll off the edge of the grass and into foul territory. That was a beautiful hit. Just didn't get any help from the infield grass there. And Russell will have to head back to the plate with the 0-1 count. No balls, 1 strike. The infield playing in out the corners. Out at first base, Colby Breaux, the first baseman, playing in front of the runner. He'll charge in a little bit here as Russell showing bunt again. He'll put it down, third base side. It's in the infield grass, and Woodcook, the catcher, unable to come up with it quick enough to make a throw to first. And it's an infield single for Garrett Russell. And the bases are loaded with everybody on.
Next batter, number 4, Keaton Johnson.
So the Indians load the bases, nobody out here, second inning. Russell at first, Jet Black at second. Mason Littlefield running for Terrell Jacks at third, and the ground ball from Caden Johnson will go into left field. 1 run will come in. The Indians take now a 4-0 lead, station-to-station baseball. Everybody up 90 feet. Scoring is Littlefield for Terrell Jacks. And everybody else up 90 feet. Jet Black goes to third. Garrett Russell to second. And Caden Johnson with the RBI single on at first. That was that first pitch swing there for Caden Johnson. First pitch in for a strike against Gillespie. Oh, 1 count. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. Already 3 runs in, bases loaded. And the Indians trying to really pull away here early on against Willamette. They've managed just 1 run per game in their 4 losses in their last 5 games. As a pitch in for called strike 2 against Gillespie. 0-2 count. Lost 4 out of their last 5, and again averaged just 1 run per game in those 4 losses. 0-2 delivery coming up here for Murphy, and he'll throw in the dirt. Behind the plate, Woodcook able to knock it down, keeps it in front of him, and everybody stays put. Been a big inning so far for the Indians here at Legion Field. The 1-2. Gillespie fouls it off to stay alive. Stays a 1-2 count. No strikeouts so far in the game for Murphy. He's looking for a payoff pitch against Doran, who drew a walk in the first inning. Stole second, but was left stranded at third. 1-2 pitch coming up, bases loaded. Reaches for that one, stays alive as he fouls it off again. He kind of went diving out of the box on that at-bat. Things kind of brightening up here. It's been very overcast. Mentioned 60 degrees to start out the day. Well, with the sun kind of radiating off the clouds, it makes it kind of bright here, even though the sun not really shining down on Legion. 1-2 delivery from Murphy. Pulled foul third base side for Gillespie. A long at-bat for him here. Easton Murphy trying to work out of this jam. He's given up 3 hits in this inning and a walk. Pitch low and outside. It'll go to a 2-2 count for Gillespie. 4 hits, actually, here in this inning. Double by Jonathan Stone. Single by Jet Black. And singles for Garrett Russell and Caden Johnson as well. Bases loaded with nobody out. And the breaking ball is going to beat him. So second hit batter of the ball game for Easton Murphy. That one earns an RBI for Gillespie. Jet Black comes in to score. 5-0 now, Roseburg in front here in the bottom of the second. Still nobody out. Brody Black will hit, line right towards second. A one-hopper picked up by Gwynn. He'll throw to first to get the out. That was a smash of a one-hopper to second. Nice job by Gwynn there to stay in front of it, kind of like a catcher or a goalie. Just got his body in front of him. Used the glove to knock it up into the chest, stayed with it, spun and threw to first to get the out, but an RBI ground out for Brody Black. He picks up his second RBI of the game. Scoring was Russell, and the Indians lead 6-0. As Zach Mandera will stand in, first pitch swinging, a fly ball to left field. It's caught. Tagging and coming in to score will be Cody Johnson. And a throw to second base, Gillespie back in safely. So another RBI for the Indians. Sac fly to left field. 2 down now. And the Indians on top 7-0. Things moving along quickly here. We'll go back to Cody Johnson for his second at-bat of the game. I think I said Cody just scored. It was Caden that came around to score. They call a balk. Nope. Going to be a time called by the umpire. The umpire, I think, thought he heard Cody Johnson call for a time, and so he called time. Then Cody's like, I didn't say anything. So the balk doesn't count. First pitch, Cody will pull it towards short. Running is Gillespie, and it goes between the third baseman and the shortstop. Neither of them able to field it cleanly. The shortstop, Austin Cavacci, knocks it down. But an infield single for Cody Johnson after earning a walk in his first at-bat of this inning. We're still here in the bottom of the second. Johnson will get on. Up to third base goes Gillespie. So runners on the corners now with 2 down. And Jonathan Stone to hit for a second time. Had a double in the first at-bat here of the second inning. On the mound, Easton Murphy trying to get out of this one with guys on the corners and 2 down, and he'll fire outside for ball 1. On at third base is Doran Gillespie. Cody Johnson on at first. Throw over to first. Johnson goes back in, standing up, ahead of the tag. Easton Murphy, he is working his pitch total up here pretty quick. He is up to 31 pitches here in the second inning, 52 for the game. The 1-0 delivery is in the dirt. Goes to a 2-0 count. Six runs in here in the second. 6 hits in this second inning as well as another look to first but no throw. Zach Mandera down with pitching coach Richie Charles, kind of trying to stay loose, working with some elastic bands, trying to just keep things stretched. 2-0 pitch in the dirt. Cody's going to take off for second. And he'll get in with a wild pitch again. 3-0 count at the dish for Jonathan Stone. And he'll take ball 4. So Stone will draw a walk Haven't had a mound visit or anything here in this second inning for Willamette. Nobody warming up, so they are just they are going to stick with their guy and see how far he can take them. That is your second walk of the ball game for Easton Murphy. He's hit 2 batters as well. Bases loaded once again for Roseburg. 2 down. The first pitch, a called strike against Terrell Jacks. Jacks reached on an error at third base here in this second. Backhand that wasn't fielded cleanly by Andrew Hefner. This time to right field, but not going to make it there. A fly ball on the infield, taken by the first baseman. Colby Bro will finish things off, gets the final out. And that'll wrap up a big second inning for the Roseburg Indians. Roseburg here in the bottom of the second inning, 6 runs on 5 hits. There was 1 error, and Roseburg leaves the bases loaded. But they lead 7-0 as we go to the top of the third here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Left the bases loaded.
Oh, yeah, that's the good stuff. You know what I like. That's right. Give me some of that.
Sir, you're creeping out everyone else in line.
Sorry. I mean, could I get onions on that?
With all the lean meats, fresh veggies, and tasty toppings to choose from at Pita Pit, eating healthy is something to get excited about. Just not too excited. Pita Pit. Fresh thinking, healthy eating.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Top of the third inning coming up. Indians on top, 7-0 over Willamette. Game 1 of our doubleheader. Elsewhere around the Southwest Conference today, South Medford at North Medford and South Eugene at Grants Pass. We'll try and get you any updates on any games there if we can. Starting out the top of the third inning, it'll be the 8-9-1 hitters. First pitch, swing and a miss for John Gwynn, who will lead things off. Gwynn, the second baseman, hitting for the first time against Zach Mandera. Takes a pitch high for a 1-1 count. John Gwynn, Easton Murphy, and Griffin Levasseur due up here against Mandera in the third. Swing for strike 2, swing and a miss. For some reason, I was ahead of myself. Thought that was going to be strike 3. Time called. 1 hit in the ball game so far for Willamette. 5 on the other side for Roseburg, all of them coming in the second inning. Pitch just misses on the outside corner. We'll go to a 2-2 count. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for Willamette. 7 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Roseburg so far here through 2 innings. Strike 3 called. And down with another strikeout. John Gwynn. That'll be strikeout number 5 in the game.
Next batter, number 4, Easton Murphy.
I've had plenty of opportunities, but haven't let you know strikeouts this season. Brought to you by Good Vibrations, solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. 1 down, and up next, Easton Murphy fouls away the first pitch. Murphy, the 9-hitter. A pitcher, he is looking to try and help himself out here, just get something going. We'll take outside for a 1-1 count. Zach Mandera did have a win last season against Willamette. Pitched 5 innings in a victory, gave up 6 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned. So he gets another strike across there, a 1-2 count. He had walked 3 and only struck out 1 in that victory against the Wolverines. That was game 1 of their 3-game set as a foul ball back to the netting. Keeps it at a 1-2 count. Roseburg took all 3 games against Willamette last season. Roseburg won 7-3 in game 1, 5-1 in game 2, and 6-4 in the final game. They played 2 at Willamette and 1 here. As strike 3 was called, man, that's a tough strikeout there for Easton Murphy. He goes down looking. 6 strikeouts now in the game for Zach Mandera. Again, brought to you by Good Vibrations.
Number 12, Griffin Lavasser.
Back to the top of the lineup, Griffin Lavasser will stand in. He'll take the first pitch for ball 1. 2 down, nobody on base. A 1-0, out to right field, flares it that way. Charging in, Jet Black makes the catch. Lavasser goes down for out number 3, another 1-2-3 inning for Zach Mandera. And the Roseburg Indians hang on to a 7-0 lead. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490, The Score.
This county is your home.
But no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us.
We'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide.
We'll be there with an auto loan for your next vehicle.
And when you're ready to make your dreams a reality, we'll be there with a home mortgage and one-on-one support every step of the way. Because commitment to our members is reflected in everything we do. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
So I heard Kelly takes a different one home every night.
Yeah, I heard she took 2 home last night.
I even heard she likes the small ones.
No wonder she's in such good shape.
At Pita Pit, with so many healthy options full of lean grilled meats and fresh veggies, and even small pitas for smaller appetites, you can have our pitas any way you want. And we won't judge. Pita Pit. Fresh thinking, healthy eating.
Bottom of the 3rd inning, Roseburg Baseball here on The Score is brought to you by Mart. Coming up throughout the game, we will take a look at our Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update. We'll try and get you some other scores from other games going on around the area, so we'll keep you posted on that. Post-game show we'll have coming up once the game wraps up. Of course, we're only about midway through this one, if it goes regulation. But the Roseburg Disposal post-game show, we'll take a look at how the game played out and name our player of the game, so stay with us for that. First pitch, a called strike against Roseburg's 9-hitter, Jet Black, who leads things off. Roseburg hit through the lineup in the 2nd inning as Jet will swing and miss at strike 2. Indians sent 12 hitters to the plate in the 2nd. Scoring 6 times, only 4 of them earned. Strike 3 called. And Jet will go down looking. First strikeout of the game for Easton Murphy. And that is another Good Vibrations strikeout.
Number 1, Garrett Russell.
You can feel it at Good Vibes. Top of the lineup, Garrett Russell will stand in. 3rd at-bat for him today. He is 1 for 1, was hit by a pitch. He has a single on a bunt. And he has scored twice, has a stolen base in there as well. He's stuffing the stat sheet, puts this one to left field, going back, now coming in a few steps, and there to make the play, Jarrett Allen will make the catch for out number 2. The Indians going down first 2 outs pretty quickly here in the 3rd inning.
Next batter, number 4, Caden
2
Johnson.
down. Up next, Caden Johnson will bat. Johnson, the 2nd baseman, 1 for 2 in the ballgame. Has an RBI. And a run scored. Hits with the bases empty and 2 outs, and he'll put this one out into right center. Eli Peterson will come up to get it. A 2-out single for Caden.
Next batter, number 11, Doran Gillespie.
He'll stand out first as Doran Gillespie will hit next. Gillespie is 0 for 0 today without an official at-bat. He's been walked and beaned. He did get an RBI, getting hit with the bases loaded on a breaking ball from Easton Murphy. Still no action in the bullpen for Willamette. As a first pitch breaking ball for a strike against Doran. 0-1 delivery coming up. Murphy trying to get a quick inning here. He got the first 2 outs, then gave up the single to Johnson, who's on at first. Gillespie gets underneath this one out towards center field. Going back is Lavasser. He'll square it up, and he's underneath it for the final out. So the Indians put the bat on the ball for a couple of at-bats, but unable to get any momentum going. They still lead 7-0 here in the bottom of the third. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We go to the top of the 4. Roseburg in front by 7 on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Douglas County is your home, but no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us. Through every adventure, we'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide. Through every triumph, we'll be there every step of the way with a home mortgage. And through all life's little quirks, we'll be there with one-on-one support to get you back on the road in no time. Neighbors are there for each other, and that's exactly who we are. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
Top of the 4th inning, Roseburg on top, 7-0. Joey Keyran here with you. Brenton Cranford back in the studio. Production work today. Appreciate what he's got going on there for us in the studio. We've got the game going on the video stream as well as the Indians rolling here early on against the visiting Willamette Wolverines. First pitch, a swing and a miss for Jarrett Allen against Zach Mandera. Allen 0 for 1 in this ball game. Pitch high, a 1-1 count. Roseburg came in today, number 15 in the OSAA rankings. Pitch inside. It'll go to a 2-1 count here against Allen. Roseburg 4-2 in conference play, 8-3 overall. They came in tied for second with North Medford, who was ranked number 23, sitting in second place. Foul back for Allen. Moves it to a 2-2 count here to the leadoff man in the 4th inning for the Wolverines. Two-two delivery, Mandera. Send it in. It's picked up by Johnson on the backhand, but he cannot get up and throw across the diamond in time. He was deep in the hole at short. Great range to get to it, but he kind of bobbled getting up a little bit and didn't get a chance to make the throw across the diamond. It'll be the second hit of the ball game for the Wolverines. Infield single. Not an error there because Johnson really had the range to get to that one. Gloved it cleanly, just couldn't get to his feet to throw across the diamond in time. So an infield single to lead things off. Second time that's happened in the ballgame for Willamette. They were unable to take advantage the first time. We'll see how Mandera responds here as he fires low for ball 1 against Andrew Hefner. Willamette came in to start today 1-5 in conference play, ranked number 43 by the OSAA. That's the lowest ranking in the conference. As a throw to first, got away, and I think that hit Jarrett Allen. And he just decides to stay on the bag. I think the throw got off the glove for Stone and then hit off the body for the runner, Allen, and I think that stung a little bit, and he decided he didn't want to try and run to second base. He was going to hang on. Plus, the ball didn't get away that far, so he probably made the right decision there. Mandera on the mound, a 1-0 count. He'll miss low and outside. It'll go to 2-0 here against Andrew Hefner. Throw over to first, back in safely. Goes Jared Allen. Andrew Hefner 0 for 1 in the game, struck out looking his first time up. Today, with South Medford facing North Medford, Roseburg will either gain on holding on to second place if they can win both of their games here today, as the ball fouled away down the first base side. 2-1 the count against Hefner. If Roseburg wins both their games against Willamette today, they will either gain on South Medford or build a lead on North Medford for second place. So either way, these could be big wins for Roseburg today if they can pull them out against Willamette. Ball hit in the air, out towards right center. Russell chasing it down on the run. He had a long way to go to get to that one. Jet Black probably would have had the easier track to get to the baseball, but I believe Russell was calling him off the whole way. And Russell makes the run on the catch on the run. Boy, he had to go a long way to get to that one.
15, Colby Bro.
He is a quick guy out there in center field, and he makes the play for out number 1. It's a pretty sure outfielder as well. So when he got to it, felt comfortable he would hang on to the baseball. Swing and a miss for the cleanup man, Colby Bro. He is 1 for 1 in the game, had the first hit of the ball game for the Wolverines. Led off the second inning with a single to left field. Only other hit so far is for Jared Allen, who stands at first base. And foul ball back to the netting, behind home. Quickly to an 0-2 count now for Bro. Bro, not spelled like, what's up, bro, but spelled like you're in New Orleans. Breaux for the last name for Colby. The 0-2 was a breaking ball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes now against Colby. Swings at the 1-2 pitch in the air, foul back behind home. Terrell giving chase, and he'll get underneath it, makes the catch, turns to look back at the infield. The runner holds at first, and a nice job behind the plate. Not an easy pitch to try and a foul ball to try and catch for Terrell. Had to chase that one all the way back to the screen. He was almost right up against it. Didn't have a lot of room to work. And he makes the catch for out number 2. Nice job. Impressed by that one. 2 down. And up next is Dane Woodcook, the catcher. Had a sack bunt in the second. Swings away at this one and fouls it off over towards the hitting facilities down the right field side for strike 1. On at first base after the leadoff single, Jared Allen, but he hasn't been able to advance. So far, Willamette just has had 2 runners on and only once has gotten a runner to second. Like 1-1, misses high. Goes to a 2-1 count now for Mandera, working against Woodcook. Woodcook, in fact, was the reason that first runner got to second. He laid down that sack bunt to move Colby Bro into scoring position. Takes a strike. Evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Here in the top of the 4th inning, Roseburg leading 7-0 over Willamette. They've got a man on at first. Jared Allen takes his lead. Mandera, slide step to the plate. That ball fouled in the air, but will head right to the visiting dugout down the first base side. Stays a 2-2 count. Willamette occupying that first base dugout. Roseburg in the home dugout down the third base side. Some darker clouds kind of heading in, turning the tint down a bit. Not as bright out there. Runner going, the pitch outside, throw down to second. Did they get him? Yes, they do. It was a ball, just missed off the plate, so it went to a full count at the dish for Dane Woodcook, but he'll be up to bat with a fresh new count to start the 5th inning. As thrown out trying to steal second was Jared Allen. And the Indians able to get out of this 4th inning without giving up any damage. 7-0 your score. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. To the bottom of the 4th we go. Still 7-0 Roseburg in front on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
This is for the person stuck in the office. The 9-to-5er. The person who eats, sleeps, and drinks outdoors. During business hours, you play the part. And in the mountains, you're home. But on the water, you go with the flow. This is for the angler, the hiker, the hunter, the adventurer in you. Shop one of over 80 locations.
Swimming season is finally here. But remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Bottom of the fourth inning. If Roseburg can get themselves 3 runs here in the fourth, they'd be 3 outs away from picking up a 5-inning victory on top of Willamette. We still have Easton Murphy throwing on the mound for the Wolverines. Roseburg Baseball brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. No calls to the pen so far for either team. If we do get a pitching change, those are always brought to you by our friends at Shelby and Migulanda Construction, your local leaders for any project, big or small. Murphy is giving up 6 hits in the ball game against Roseburg, and the 7 runs, although only 5 of them earned. First pitch here as Brody Black leads things off. He'll miss high for a 1-0 count. Brody 0 for 1 today. Had a sac fly, and an RBI back in the first inning. Takes high again for a 2-0 count. Had an RBI ground out in the second, so he's got 2 RBI, but does not have a hit so far. Murphy, the righty, will fire in, and he misses high. He's pitching strictly out of the stretch here, even with nobody on base. 3 balls, no strikes. Brody will take right down the middle for a called strike. Was likely taking all the way there. Murphy's 3-1. Brody goes after it, fouls it towards the hitting barn down the right side. Into the bullpen for Willamette, where we actually do have a little bit of action, it looks like. A couple of players down that way. They may need to send somebody else down there. Got jammed, fouls it back to the screen. Stays a 3-2 count. Player down there throwing, not sure if he's warming up just to come into the game or warming up to go onto the mound. That is Chandler Woods that's getting loose. That ball pulled well foul into the parking lot for Brody. And he'll stay with the 3-2 count. 320 down that left field line. He was reaching for it, but got it well foul. The 3-2 pitch inside for ball 4. Leadoff walk. And that'll be
Next batter, number 13,
the 4th walk of the game for Easton Murphy. Brody Black gets on at first. He takes a moderate lead, and Zach Mandera will stand in. Zach lets the first pitch go by low for a 1-0 count. Right over the plate, just missed below the strike zone. Mandera with that bright orange bat standing back in. A 1-0 delivery from Murphy, gets the outside corner for a called strike. For Brody Black, let's see here. That is his 2nd walk of the season. Breaking ball inside, just a bit too far, and it'll go to a 2-1 count. Brody's actually kept his strikeout numbers down as well. The whole the whole team has. Zach Mandera leads the team with 4 strikeouts this season, and that's not too high of a number. That's pretty good for him. 2-1 pitch is low, and it'll go to a 3-1 count. Number of guys, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys with 3 strikeouts on the season. But keeping those numbers fairly low. Strike called on the 3-1. Mandera was about to toss the bat away. He'll have to stay at the plate there. Another 3-2 count coming up. Brody Black drew a walk on the last 3-2 count we saw. What's Mandera do? He'll draw a walk as well. Full count pitch misses low and outside. Back-to-back walks to lead things off here in the 4th. And Roseburg will have runners at first and second. Was almost expecting a visit to the mound there for the Wolverines, but they don't. Courtesy runner will come in for Mandera. Heading out to second base, or excuse me, out to first base. Luke Van Norman will come in to run. Cody Johnson stands in. He takes low for ball 1. And now we will get a visit out to the mound. Entire infield will come in. We'll see if they make a change. We may get a pitching change for you here. Have had some guys throwing down in the bullpen for Willamette. Not really on the rubber, just more playing catch down there. We'll see what kind of shifting they do for the defense if they do make a change. Head coach Brian Vogel for this Willamette team in his first year, taking over for John Goldagger, who was the leading man for the Wolverines last season. No pitching change as of yet. They will leave in Easton Murphy. Brian Vogel leading the team. Wyatt Johnson, Tanner Bass as assistants. Trying to help this team improve on a 6-19 season last year where they went 1-17 in Southwest Conference play. A 1-0 delivery coming up here for Cody Johnson. It's in the dirt, and it bounces off the umpire to keep it from going all the way to the backstop. That helped out Willamette. Runners all stay put. The wild pitch in the dirt does not escape, and it's a 2-0 count for Cody Johnson, but runners still at first and second instead of second and third. 2-0 delivery. Cody pulls it towards third, and it goes off the glove for Hefner. That's an E5. They're going to send Brody towards the plate. He'll score standing up, and the Indians take an 8-0 lead on the error at third base. Hefner had an opportunity to try and just field, step on the bag, and throw across the diamond to get Cody for a double play. Instead, it goes right off his glove, and that was a tailor-made ball there. It took a nice hop up to about shoulder height. All he had to do was catch it, and he would have had an easy throw across the diamond as well, but could not handle it. Jonathan Stone bats, runners at first and second, and the home umpire will say he went around on a check swing for strike 1. A 0-1 delivery for Stone. Outside, a 1-1 count. Cody Johnson at first. Luke Van Norman running for Zach Mandera at second. Roseburg up 8-0. They'd like to try and get a couple more runs here and see if they could end it with 3 more outs in the top of the 5th. Breaking ball will catch the inside corner for a called strike. Jonathan Stone, who is 1 for 1 in the game, a double and a walk, has a 1-2 count now. Murphy checks second. He fires in. Stone goes after a pitch at the top of the strike zone and fouls it away. Got out in front of that one, just battles it off. 1 ball, 2 strikes against Stone, the Roseburg first baseman. Swings and fouls it off. Jonathan Stone, just a junior. Quite a few youngsters on this starting lineup for Roseburg. Garrett Russell, Terrell Jackson, Cody Johnson, the 3, Brody Black as well. The starters, that's 4 starters. There's a ground ball. Left side, gets through. Headed around third. Going to be able to score easily as Van Norman as the ball got away in left field. Jared Allen has to chase it down. Cody Johnson, no throw to the plate. He'll come in to score standing up. And the Indians take a 10-0 lead. That's a base hit and an error in left field. Johnson scoring all the way from first. Stone able to get up to second base thanks to the error as well. Single, and then the error. And that is going to prompt another visit to the mound for the Willamette Wolverines, and I believe we will have a change on the mound for Willamette. We'll see what changes they make here. They are bringing in the guy warming up in the bullpen. Chandler Woods makes his way to the bump. We'll see if he's going in to pitch or take over elsewhere. It looks like he will come in to throw, if I'm not mistaken. The day done for Easton Murphy. He'll head into the dugout, tosses his glove aside, and it looks like he'll take a seat. So it looks like Chandler Woods comes in on the mound. It is a call to the pen brought to you by Shelby and Migulani Construction, your local leaders for any project, big or small. 30 years of quality, affordable work. Call Shelby and Migulani or visit their house or their website, webuildhouses.com. Back after this 60-second break with the new man on the mound for the Wolverines as Roseburg leads 10-0 on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Oh, yeah, that's the good stuff. You know what I like. That's right. Give me some of that.
Sir, you're creeping out everyone else in line.
Sorry. I mean, could I get onions on that?
With all the lean meats, fresh veggies, and tasty toppings to choose from at Pita Pit, eating healthy is something to get excited about. Just not too excited. Pita Pit. Fresh thinking, healthy eating.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Back here in the 4th inning as Roseburg has pulled ahead 10-0, and a call to the pen brought to you by Shelby and Migulani Construction. We get a new man on the mound to take over for the Wolverines. Chandler Woods, another right-hander, will toe the rubber. He'll face Terrell Jacks with Jonathan Stone out at second base and nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th. A 10-0 lead for Roseburg. We'll get you the final line on Easton Murphy. First pitch, Terrell takes it to right field in the air. There to make the catch, Eli Peterson. He'll throw back in for out number 1. Terrell, unfortunately, is 0 for 3 in this ball game.
Next batter, number 18.
So
Jet
1
Black.
down. Jet Black will hit next for the Indians. 1 pitch, and he flies out to right field there for Terrell, like the first one he saw. Black at the plate is 1 for 2. Jet will take high for ball 1 from Woods. So Easton Murphy goes 3 innings, gave up 7 hits, 10 runs, 5 of them earned, 5 walks, and 1 strikeout. He hit 2 batters as well. The 1 strikeout was against Jet Black, who's at the plate, fouls it away. Strike 1 for Roseburg's 9-hitter. Murphy will be on the hook for the loss. In fact, the run out at second base, Jonathan Stone, that would also go to Murphy's tally. Swing and a miss for Jet. And he's got a 1-2 count. Zach Mandera, if the score stays the same, is in line to pick up his 5th win of the season if he can get 3 more outs in the top of the 5th. 1-2 pitch, high, and it'll go to a 2-2 count. Brody Blacks, Zach Mandera, well, it was Luke Van Norman running for Zach Mandera. Cody Johnson, all have scored here in the 4th inning. Only 1 hit, though. 2 walks in there. There's been 2 errors this frame as well. Strike 3. Jet Black watches it go by. He struck out twice in this game, both times looking. Not a good trend there for Jet. He had really started out the season with a nice year brewing at the plate. Yeah, but 2 strikeouts here, 1 for 3 day. Not necessarily the stat line he was looking for. 2 down now. Taking high, Garrett Russell. I have a 1-0 count. Garrett is 1 for 2 today. Flew out to left field in his last at-bat. He has scored twice, does have a stolen base in there as well. His single came on a bunt. He'll hit this one towards short, and it goes through the legs for Cavacci. Into the outfield. Stone will turn and look. He comes in to score standing up. Another error for the Wolverines. And when things are tough, they seem to always get a little bit harder. 11-0 now your score. That should have been out number 3.
Next batter, number 4, Caden Johnson.
And up next will be Caden Johnson. So Russell will reach base for a 3rd time in this ball game. That's, I believe, 3 errors here in this 4th inning alone for the Wolverines. A pitch high for Caden Johnson. Caden and Cody, they sure do look alike. You can tell that they are brothers. Tend to wear their hair about the same. They've got similar mannerisms, and they have rather similar batting stances as well. As another pitch misses high for a 2-0 count. On the mound, Chandler Woods in relief, looking to try and wrap this one up. He almost got 3 straight outs, but the error let the inning continue. He'll get one across for a called strike against Caden. 2 balls, 1 strike. Up to 4 errors in the ball game for Willamette now. 2-1 delivery. Caden gets underneath it. Out towards second. Calling for it is Gwynn. He'll smother it for the final out. And that'll wrap up things here in the bottom of the 4th inning. But the Indians do what they need to. They score 4 runs here in the 4th. They take an 11-0 lead, and they are 3 outs away from getting the win in Game 1 of today's doubleheader. Back with the top of the 5th inning, Roseburg on top, 11-0 on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
This county is your home.
But no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us.
We'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide.
We'll be there with an auto loan for your next vehicle.
And when you're ready to make your dreams a reality, we'll be there with a home mortgage and one-on-one support every step of the way. Because commitment to our members is reflected in everything we do. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
So I heard Kelly takes a different one home every night.
Yeah, I heard she took 2 home last night.
I even heard she likes the small ones.
No wonder she's in such good shape.
At Pita Pit, with so many healthy options full of lean grilled meats and fresh veggies, and even small pitas for smaller appetites, you can have our pitas any way you want. And we won't judge. Pita Pit. Fresh thinking, healthy eating.
First batter at the top of the 5th inning for Willamette, number 6, Dane Woodcook.
Zach Mandera back out for a 5-inning victory over the Willamette Wolverines. His first pitch of the top of the fifth, low and outside to Dane Woodcook. And that is a 1-0 count to start things off. This fifth inning, could be our last, is brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Strike called. It goes to a 1-1 count. Here against Woodcook, who is 0 for 0 in the game. Had a sack bunt his first time up. He was at the plate last half inning. He'll hit this one to second. Johnson in front of it. Caden will throw to first for the out. Woodcook was at the plate, had a full count after a pitch outside. Took him to a 3-2 count, but on the play, trying to steal second was Jared Allen, and that was the final out of that fourth inning. So Woodcook was left at the plate, and he started out this fifth inning with a fresh count, but he grounds out to second for out number 1. First pitch swinging, a foul ball back to the netting for Austin Cavacci. The shortstop will chop one to second. Picked up there by Johnson. Throws to first for the out. 2 down.
Next batter, number 5, Eli Peterson.
Quick work in here for Mandera. Eli Peterson will stand in. Last hope at the moment for the Wolverines to try and keep this game moving. They'd need 2 runs to be able to keep the game going to the bottom of the fifth. The 1-0 pitch here for Peterson's outside, a 2-0 count. For Mandera, if he can finish this off, it'd be another shutout. Looking back on it, let's see here. Mandera has a shutout win against McNary and South Eugene. So 2 shutout victories already for Zach this season, trying to get a third. 2-1 count, ball fouled away. Puts another foul ball up and out of play here for Peterson. And it'll leave it up to count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mandera, a deep breath, looking for the payoff pitch. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it. The strikeout swinging finishes off the Wolverines here in Game 1 of our doubleheader. And the Indians will take it. Final score,
for game number 1. Roseburg wins 11-0.
it is 11-0. And the Roseburg Indians pick up the victory. 11-0 your score in Game 1. We have gone final, and we will go to Game 2 here in a little bit. A lot coming up for you here in between games. We'll go to our Roseburg Disposal post-game show. Coming up, we'll recap this victory in Game 1. This fifth inning was brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Back to wrap up Game 1 of the doubleheader after this 2-minute break here on CBS Sports Radio. 1490, The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
This is for the person stuck in the office. The 9-to-5er. The person who eats, sleeps, and drinks the outdoors. During business hours, you play the part. And in the mountains, you're home. But on the water, you go with the flow. This is for the angler, the hiker, the hunter, the adventurer in you. Shop one of over 80 locations.
Oh, yeah. That's the good stuff. You know what I like. That's right. Give me some of that.
Sir, you're creeping out everyone else in line.
Sorry. I mean, could I get onions on that?
With all the lean meats, fresh veggies, and tasty toppings to choose from at Pita Pit, eating healthy is something to get excited about. Just not too excited. Pita Pit. Fresh thinking, healthy eating.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Oh, we come back here for our Roseburg Disposal post-game show. Let them make the run to the dump for you. That's Roseburg Disposal. Final tally in this one. The Roseburg Indians get an 11-0 victory. They improve to 5-2 in conference play, 9-3 overall this season. A very big victory for the Roseburg Indians here today as they look to try and keep up, maybe stay up there near the top of the conference standings with South Medford, at least try and keep themselves in the race for a possible second-place finish. Great day for Roseburg on the mound and at the plate. A tough one today for the Willamette Wolverines, who they committed quite a few errors in this ball game. Taking a look at the Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update. Our scoreboard here from this one. No runs on 2 hits. There were 4 errors for the Wolverines, and they left 1 man stranded on base. For the Roseburg Indians, they get 11 runs on 7 hits. They committed no errors in this ballgame, and they leave 6 men stranded on base. Zach Mandera will pick up the victory today for the Indians. He'll go to 5-1 on the season. Taking the loss will be Easton Murphy for Willamette. Roseburg scored 1 in the first, the 6 in the second inning. Then they put the final tally on this one, 4 in that 4th inning. Only scored 5 earned runs out of the 11 that were up on the board. Taking a look at the stat lines for today's pitcher, Zach Mandera goes 5 innings, gave up 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 7 strikeouts. Easton Murphy pitches 3 innings in the loss, gave up 7 hits, 11 runs, 5 earned, 5 walks, and 1 strikeout. He hit 2 batters as well. And Chandler Woods pitches 1 inning in relief, did not give up a hit, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. That is a look at some of the numbers here so far. The Roseburg Indians picking up the victory. A much-needed one for them there, and they will continue to try and take care of their business coming up in Game 2 of our doubleheader here in a little bit. We'll continue on with the Roseburg Disposal post-game show. We'll come back. We'll take a look at the individual statistics here from Game 1 of the Twin Bill, and we will name our Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning Player of the Game. So stay with us, folks. More to come for you here. We'll take another quick break. When we come back, we'll get to the stats. Roseburg Baseball Today has been brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. Back with more of the Roseburg Disposal postgame show after this 2-minute break here on 1490 The Score.
So I heard Kelly takes a different one home every night.
Yeah, I heard she took 2 home last night.
I even heard she likes the small ones.
No wonder she's in such good shape.
At Pita Pit, with so many healthy options full of lean grilled meats and fresh veggies, and even small pitas for smaller appetites, you can have our pitas any way you want. And we won't judge. Pita Pit. Fresh thinking, healthy eating.
Brook Communications. Our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Our Roseburg Disposal post-game show. The Roseburg Indians winning 11-0 in Game 1. Coming up here in between games, we'll get to our Dr. Kobernick Family Dental intermission show, since we don't get to necessarily do a pregame for Game 2. Coming up here in a little bit, we will get a chance to hear an interview that we had on Friday's show, Off the Wall, here on 1490 The Score. A conversation I was able to have with new Roseburg girls basketball coach Dane Tornell. He just got hired this last week and will take over the program. Was an assistant under former coach Rich Robles, who decided to step away from coaching for the time being. And we'll have that interview coming up for you on the radio side to help fill a little bit of time here in between games of our double header. So stay tuned for that coming up here in just a few moments. But we'll put our final touches on the Game 1 of our doubleheader and wrap up our Roseburg Disposal post-game show. So looking at the stats from this one, let's see, 2 hits in the game for Willamette. Jared Allen goes 1 for 2, had the single, and then Colby Bro had the first hit of the game. He went 1 for 2 as well, the only 2 base runners to get on for the Wolverines against Zach Mandera. Offensively for the Roseburg Indians, 2 hits for Caden Johnson, 2 hits for Jonathan Stone. Stone goes 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored and had an RBI in there as well. Brody Black picked up 2 RBI in the game, going 0 for 1 with a run scored in there as well. Let's see here. Garrett Russell went 1 for 3, 2 runs scored. Caden Johnson, I mentioned, 2 for 4, had a run scored and an RBI. Doran Gillespie, 0 for 1, but did have an RBI. Zach Mandera, 0 for 1 with an RBI in there as well. Cody Johnson, 1 for 2, 2 runs scored. Terrell Jacks, 0 for 3 today, a tough one for him there. Jet Black, 1 for 3 with a run scored, but he did have the 2 strikeouts, only 2 strikeouts of the game for the Indians. They had 5 walks on the ball game. But nice day for the most part at the plate for the Roseburg Indians. They'll try and keep it going for Game 2. As we wrap things up here, we want to name our Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning Player of the Game for the Roseburg Indians here in Game 1. A nice pitching performance by Zach Mandera. He did pretty well there on the mound. Let's see some of our other candidates for today's game. Caden Johnson, 2 for 4. He had an RBI in there. Jonathan Stone had a pretty decent day as well. You know, as a strong pitching performance for Zach Mandera, I'm going to tab him as our player of the game here today. I was kind of unsure exactly where to go. I mean, Zach did a great job. Got some nice help from the defense, but 7 strikeouts, no walks. That's a pretty good tally, only giving up 2 hits. That's pretty good right there. So Zach Mandera, congratulations. You are our Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning Player of the Game, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. Give them a call at 672-6707. That's Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning. All right, that puts a bow on Game 1 of our doubleheader. 11-0 victory for the Roseburg Indians. Game 2 going to be coming up here in just a few moments. So stay with us for that. For those of you that might be watching online at 541radio.com, we appreciate you tuning in for today's game. We will end the broadcast of Game 1 And we will have Game 2 coming up for you here in just a few moments. We'll start up the broadcast for Game 2 here in just a little bit, so stay tuned for that. It'll be coming up for you here shortly. For those that are on the radio side or maybe listening to the game streaming online, we'll have the interview with Dane Tornell coming up next here as we continue on. We'll take the 2-minute break and be back with your Dr. Komernick Family Dental Intermission Show when we return here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score. Okay, so a 2-minute break here, and then we'll come back.